When it comes to balancing equations, there's a few things that you can look for that can help you out. One thing you could look for is if you see an element by itself. For example, in this one here, I see aluminum that's not in a compound. Anything like that you're going to save for last. And of these two, I would save aluminum for last, since this one has the little 2 there. Another thing you look for is if you see an element in more than 2 places, and I don't see that on any of these examples. So let's just start going through these. Find something that is, since I don't have any of those issues, find something that is not balanced and start with that. For example, I see that the sulfur is not balanced because here in the reactants, and I'm looking at this whole side, the only place sulfur is, it's right here, and there's 2 of them. And then when I look at this whole side, after the reaction, I only have 1. So that tells me I need a 2 right there in front of that one. Okay, and since that 2 just affected magnesium, I'm going to balance magnesium next. The products have these 2 magnesiums that multiplies through, and in the reactants, the only place I have magnesium is here, and so I need a 2 there. Okay, then this 2 just affected chlorine, so I'm going to see how many chlorines I have here and get it balanced. And this multiplies through, so this has 4 chlorines here. And if I look in the products, it looks like I have 4 chlorines there as well. So chlorine is balanced. Since I just decided essentially that there is a 1 here, even though we don't normally show it, I'm going to go to lead next. There's 1 lead. On the reactants, there's 1 lead. And then I would check sulfur next, and I've already done sulfur. Again, let's not show our 1s. Let's try another one. Like I said, on this one, I see elements that are not in compounds, and but the better one to save for last is the one without the subscript at all. So I'm going to start with chlorine. Sometimes people kind of do a scoreboard. They say this is the reactants and this is the products. And what we're trying to do is to get it the same both places. So in other words, I could do chlorine here. And then in the reactants, I see that there's 3. And then in the products, I see that there's 2. And I need those to equal. And on this one, it's a little bit trickier to come up with the coefficients because I can't just change 1. I'm going to have to use 2 coefficients. In this case, I need to do, it's kind of like crossing up. I'm going to use the 2 here to say I need a 2 there. And then I'm going to use the 3 here to say I need a 3 there. So it's kind of like cross multiplying in a way. But the way, now that I've done that, let's recheck. I have, for chlorine, I have 2 times 3 here, that's 6. And I have 3 times 2 there, that's 6. So now we would say chlorine is balanced. Then I'm going to try my aluminum. And in my reactants, I have 2 times 2, that's 4. Right now in the product, I just have 1. So that's not balanced. What I can do for aluminum is put a 4 here, and now it's balanced. I have 4 before and after. So sometimes people like to keep a little scoreboard thing, especially when we're getting started, to help see what's going on. On this one, again, I look for elements by themselves that are not in a compound, and I see the aluminum and the hydrogen. I'll leave aluminum last, hydrogen second last. Let's start with the bromine. And I'm going to go ahead and do this little scoreboard. So for bromine, I have 3 in the products, and I only have 1 in the reactants. So I'm going to need a 3 here. Okay, and now hydrogen is tricky because I have, in the products I have 2, in the reactants I have 3. So this is kind of like the last one. I'm going to need to change 2 coefficients to get this to work. And it is kind of like cross multiplying. I could do it from these numbers down here. I'm going to multiply that times 3. And this one times 2. and that will give me 2 times 3, 6, and 3 times 2, 6. So let me show the math on that. So here I'm going to, it's 3 times 2, that's 6. So I'll put a 6 there. And here, that was a 1, so I'm just going to add a 3 there. Okay, and let's check hydrogen because that's what we just balanced. And hydrogen I have 6. Here I have 6. So hydrogen is balanced, but that just affected our bromine. Let's recount our bromine. Okay, 6 bromines here. And now we only have 3 here, so bromine has got messed up. So let's erase this. And we need to get 6 out of this, so I'll put a 2 there. Now bromine is balanced. So hydrogen, bromine balanced. And this is why we left aluminum for last, because whatever number I put there, it won't mess up anything else. You want that for your last element. You want it to not mess up anything else. So I have a 2 and a 1. So I'm going to put a 2 here, and that means aluminum is balanced as well.